세러데이 쇼다운 KT 롤스터 대 DRX.
I know when you'd see the 66.7, that's when you're thinking that it's probably 3 games. No, it's 12 games, okay?
Okay. I really like the DK draft here. I think that the Senna Braum as a lane is obviously a little underwhelming. But when we look at the rest of this, you have a really strong brawling topside core. I think DK, when they look good, generally rely on that. Aiming on a 80 carry without any escapes previously really would have worried us, but I think recently he's been solid again. The MF kind of has a lot of similarities in where you can be, the movement speed, and the value you get from that. You have good engage, good disengage, and Braum Sejuani is a combo that we've seen countless times.
It works out here though. D+, decent composition into the DN Freaks. Getting to game 1. And pretty happy to be a little unshackled.
Also, the poppy value in this game is kind of crazy. Oh,
Shogath in
bank angle. This is spotted, but Lucid does have a small window here.
And Dudu desperately wants to stick around in this lane. They do manage to get the charge in as there's the permafrost. They get him in position, and they look to take him down. Berserker able to answer immediately, though, as the very swift swap into the top lane. We've got to teleport back towards this bottom side.
Cute.
And Shiu's just going to help out with the Drake as he makes his way down here. Very cute. In fact, Bug is going to get taken down to half health, and a flash forward here from Life gets aiming splash immediately. Pyoshik a little bit late on the play, and DK able to get a fair bit back. So as to what I was saying, Peter Griffin falls over in front of his house, and okay, we're going to get interrupted again. Pyoshik, permafrost does come in, he gets into the brush, Dawning Shadow in the kitchen sink, thrown at him, and over the wall goes the Yone, and Pyoshik will get taken down here. It's Showmaker with his 100% win rate. Yone looking for another victory.
Pay attention to it, but
this version of the Ambessa Gwen is one of the better ones that we've seen, because as we can see, it is very even right now.
Oh, it's a bait.
Oh god, maybe we cast a curse, even if the curses aren't real. Need to work, going to connect, but not able to do quite enough.
Yes, flash, and Lucid's on the way, I think. Oh, boy.
Public Execution comes in, and as soon as that hit, he was dead. Beautifully played here by DNF as Lucid's coming up. I don't know whether they have too much of an answer, though. As we can see here, Lucid able to get himself out, but he's not going to be killing Pyoshik or anything like that.
You know, you do skating. I think we might have to interrupt ourselves for just a sec. No, okay, we're good.
I think you're fine.
So,
the Rift Herald did go over, though.
Very polite. We just end up, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, that is not it.
Barrel.
This is also not it. Barrel's just going to flash away and he's fine, so never mind.
As a DNF, really want to play for this Drake. Pyoshik doesn't have his ultimate available, though. Did use it there on Barrel. That's a lot of cooldowns gone.
Well, that's just a drive-by here from Lucid, and then just puts Life in prison.
He has cleanse.
He just wanders in.
He has cleanse.
He is going to drive Shelly into this turret, though. And Pyoshik is going to do that thing where he slams him into the wall. Still, Barrel just stands beside his teammates, and Life is almost out of there. Shiu finds Bulldog, though, and flashes out of the way of the ulti. Still, Life is dead. And DNF trying to defend what is left of this outer turret in mid lane.
So he's going to have his cleaver done very quickly. So, we do have 2 members here. Shiu, okay, doesn't have his ultimate. Might be dead.
Trying to stay away from the walls as we can see. Yeah, the flash forward from Pyoshik, and that is a very dead Gwen. Pyoshik just flying around this lane with that phase rush. Okay, they know now, because they just put a thingy on it. There's the knockup.
Oh, no, Showmaker, you need to damage it.
Well, he is going to start damaging it now. Barrel, hold the door. Hold the door, Barrel, as Lucid throws away the Glacial Prison. Now Life getting into that backline. Barrel is dead, as she is looking to turn up. That is going to be the steal from Pyoshik. And DK, the classic just throw away the Otacon maneuver is not going to work out too well. Dudu with the public execution actually almost putting Shiu under threat yet again. And DNF just say thanks a lot.
But Shiu is like a full level down thanks to these continued gangs. Is here as well. Turret already is down.
Yeah, well, teleport coming in on top of this Sun Disc. Oh, never mind. That was just Shiu dying here, as we can see. Lucid now by himself, but he's very healthy. Ulti comes through from Barrel, and there's the chain CC. As Showmaker able to lock down his opposite number. Life able to stay alive for a long time, though, and now another public execution getting into the backline, aiming, trying to keep everyone alive, but down goes Lucid. The culling reigns in, and DK, 3 on the floor in trade for just a pigeon. DNF are still pushing further forward, and they are really taking control of this game.
And this is where DNF have traditionally struggled in a must-win game against the 10th place team in the league.
Well, Life is likely to die.
That helps.
So that's certainly good. Keep cursing, Chronicle. I love it when you do this. And DK now allowed to at least walk into the river.
They're just gonna, they're gonna rush it.
I think that's what you're gonna have to do. And DNF,
They have a lot.
they know exactly what's going on.
Incredible amount of damage.
Yeah, and this Poppy is a long
Why
way
is
away.
Pioshik there?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure.
Due to STP.
Well, the teleport is going to come in, but
What do
this
you
Baron
mean?
is gone. There is no way for them to do anything about it. And so as I cast a curse DNF, they are going to make an error. They do get second dragon. There's at least that. Let's see whether they can kill all of these Barons.
Ponke set up.
Yeah, DK, I think they're going to have to try and fight their way out of this. There goes the beautiful Magnustorm into the back line. As Life is taking a lot of damage, Showmaker gets in there, though, almost gets out of the way as Shiu is going ballistic. The Gwen's doing so much damage, and they couldn't do anything to the Yone. DK take the Baron, and they're going to win the team fight as Lucid wanders his way back in. Another knock-up from Showmaker's famous, exemplary Yone. And there's only 2 left. I kind of love the third item death cap. It's just kind of crazy. It's okay, they're going to look for Pioshik here. He gets knocked up into the sky like 400 times and is just cut down by Showmaker. Shiu with the needlework, but the work has been done. This is going to be a guarantee on this dragon, at least. Still hasn't died.
Showmaker trying to heal off of the camp. They also have aiming. Don't forget about that. Can heal pretty well.
All right, there's the flash forward. The point blank ulti onto Bulldog, but he does manage to get his Zhonya's off. Still, Emperor's Divide gonna throw them away, but it's just not able to do enough, or really anything at all, to be perfectly honest. Down goes Life, and there is a snare onto Dudu as well. He may be the next one. The layering of CC is so good. As DK, they're just turning this into a pick composition, and they're taking them one after the other. Berserker will stay alive for this, but I don't think the inhibitor turret in the mid lane is going to be able to say the same thing. As even with the Void Mites, they're looking to push even further forward. Azir and the Lucian are still up, but DK is still looking for more. Our observers are getting confused, and so am I, but Bulldog, he is just dead. Lucid sacrifices himself for it. As now Berserker, we're zooming in on him. He still hasn't died yet. He throws out the culling, and he will stay alive for now. Showmaker has to revive that soul. Exactly right. The base has been held. They're not able to get there. As teleport from Beryl and Shiu towards that minion on the top side, but the Baron is just gone.
They need to be careful to avoid Dragon for Nexus.
Oh, great. Zhonya's there for Bulldog. Yeah, it in fact eats both of the ultis, but still, aiming gets 2 auto attacks off, and it feels like it's almost even. As Winter's Bite going to connect, the door is going to be there. So Berserker going to back away. Step-up's presence from Pioshik is fantastic, and Showmaker slammed into the wall and down to his GA. Now DNF in a really awkward position, the Dawning Shadow, and Showmaker's almost at full health once again. Life goes for the engage, but the follow-up engage is so good. Knock-ups everywhere though, and the one fight is on the side of DNF as they manage to take down both Lucid and Showmaker. But man, that was so close. We're gonna need to slow-mo that for the replay, I think.
That DK needs to both beat Nongshim and beat this team.
Well, let's see what Lucid can actually find here as Pioshik has to flash away. Into the backline goes Showmaker. Rebinds the solo, and DK looking to try and reform the Phalanx as Duda goes in. Public execution, gets into the backline, but he explodes. My God, that damage was revolting from DK. And the Dawning Shadow, it both keeps them alive, but also makes sure that DNF cannot go for anything more.
It would be very Beryl to just walk up
and almost
and just get blown up.
Well, oh, Showmaker, he finds just the edge of the Q and aiming, able to finish off Life. This might be the end as Berserker gets himself into the brush. Dawning Shadow not enough to take him down as Showmaker dances on top of him and will take the GA right at the last second. Bulldog goes golden and then goes down immediately after, and in the blink of an eye, DNF's chances are just destroyed.
Life looking for Beryl, and as it turns out, it was all Beryl's prestige. He was setting us up the whole time, Atlas.
It's always the long con with Beryl.
Berserker's still alive. Still hasn't died, by the way. Oh my God.
Well, his GA did get taken down, as now Dudu in a lot of trouble. Permanently frosted, as we can see there. And Pioshik just forced to go back towards the fountain. I think Berserker may still be undying in this series, but his Nexus is not.
Well, in this game, I was clearly wrong,
my
Atlas. So I will. You were right.
I mean, this was a bit of a family feud, was it not? Good old Senna and Lucian.
Berserker won.
Doing a bit of a battle. Yeah, he won by 200 damage, but he lost the war. Sounds like a marriage to me, ladies and gentlemen.
Stop self-reporting, Atlas.
No. It's just memes. It's just memes.
No fun. And this also, aiming is, I'd say, our best MF, which is crazy. Like if you told me that 2 years ago, but it's true. And this is a composition with a ton of CC. That Wukong and MF combination is very, very strong. So really it's the bot lane where kind of my issues come from. If Pioche gets an early lead, if they can get Berserker to the point where he has his items, I do think you look really good. But the mid-game fights, as a core, Talia, Kai'Sa, and Trundle versus Wukong, Wukong Ahri, and MF, I know who I'd rather have.
And now it is time to see something else brilliant, and that is going to be a game number 2 between DNF and DK. Let's go!
A ton of pressure, which I do like. Just want to give a little shout out to Beryl. Does go for the Glacial Augment.
And he also goes for Berserker here as well, as the double up value is pretty huge.
Yeah, Oshik is there, he presses E, and you just die. Like, there's not really anything you can do about it, or it can be Pioche first.
Yeah, and he was asked about it, and he said, I would sell less skins. So I picked Ash.
For now, as one Grubby went over to DNF. But this has kind of just been Lucid picking up all the other objectives.
Yeah, he is kind of taking all of the stuff that he wants.
Really? But maybe after that... Oh!
Whoa, left flash shaman. There is the solar flare as well, and aiming turns up and says, thanks very much for setting up that play for me, gentlemen.
Okay.
Oh, he was faking. Heading towards that brush, maybe to try and make him think. I don't know if it was a control ward.
The Maiden is coming on in though, and you can see his second dragon being attempted by DNF. Solar Flare not going to find quite too much as Goshik does grab the Drake. There is the flash out from Lucid. He gets over the wall as the Cyclone to buy a lot of time. Bullet time as well, working out, but the Killer Instinct from Berserker to be able to shove out this wave. Flash in from Beryl though. They're looking for life, who flashes away. He's still burning, and there is the double up. It was in the air as now Pioche want to come on forward. Subjugate goes down. The barrier is nowhere near enough as Beryl likely to die as well. The smite comes in. Pioche also dead.
Is up as...
Okay, well, Beryl is going to get pillared. Now Shield of Daybreak going to connect onto Pioche. Beryl's very dead.
It's like they have a great early game and then stuff happens and then nothing happens and then they lose.
Well, we've got a depth charge coming in. That is a very dead life, though, as now the Cyclone is just causing such an incident. Teleport to come forward, though. This is a Scion coming in. Oh, my goodness. He's so incredibly swift. And Shiu is just going to take a turret.
Lucid is going to look for the steal.
Oh, God. And it's Ocean Rift.
No, we're gonna check this, right?
Oh, yeah.
Guys?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to check this, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're not checking it.
Well, Solar Flare comes in, and now the bullet time is interrupted, but that is going to be a Drake secured by DK. Beryl dies, but being dead seems to be exactly what he wants in this series. Seismic Shove will connect, though, and down goes aiming. Now Bulldog could be in trouble as the team fighting Yorick is in here. And he does just find the Q, unceremoniously bops Talia on the noggin and takes her down. That was a solo kill. No one got an assist. No, double Trinity Forces. We are hitting some item spikes on DK.
Atlas.
As Beryl is taking some damage. The rest of DK coming on over, and Beryl surviving for so long. There's a two-man knockup with the Cyclone. Still, Lucid's just dead. Showmaker taking so much damage as well. As Berserker gets himself out of the way, the turret is going to go down. The train has left the station, and perhaps he didn't really want to go here. Still, aiming's going to get hooked up and destroyed. Everything you can do, I can do better, says DK as they look to throw the game back towards DNF. I don't know whether there's anything that they can do about this.
Well,
the rest of DK are coming down.
Like, he does have a lot of... I think they're too slow.
Yep,
Lucid
goes in. Lucid is going to be able to get over the wall, but then can he get back is the question. And yes, with a flash he can, but he's still going to die. As down he goes. We reset? We don't know. We don't know how it works. Okay, well, someone, if you do know whether it works, just let us know. As the Maiden gets aggressive, and there's a charm there as well. Life just goes down, bonked by a shovel.
There it is. That's the moment I was waiting for.
It's just going for Baron.
They have to know. That is coming through. I think they might have spotted Kai'Sa. Yeah, they do know pings are coming through.
Yep. Just going to wander on over there.
They're going to have Shiyu. This is what you should do, by the way.
Yep.
Shiyu solos, the rest of the team contests.
Well, there's the flash out from Bulldog as Showmaker getting on top of him. DNF, they pull off the Baron. As now you've got a very angry Sion running amok in this team fight. The Dragon does go down to the Yorick, is aiming with the barrier, is not able to do anything. And now Shiyu is teleported in, but to what? Oh, well, actually, he just finds the Morning Mist and snipes the AD carry. That was absolutely obscene. And now you've got the Maiden going ballistic.
Take it in.
Not able to quite get enough damage onto Bulldog. And with 4 members alive, maybe they can get something done.
They don't have Berserker, though.
This is going to take a long time to take these down still.
Ooh, this is going to be close. So the first one's going to be up. I feel, no, they definitely can't. I think they have to go for Inip and then for Nash on. DK now do have a substantial deficit. And
whoa! Okay,
that was the clone.
Life is going to find the clone.
DNF, that was still an amazing play for them. As long as they don't flip Nash, don't let Lucid near and let him steal it.
Well, there's a decent amount of vision still in the area. What is going to be stopping that one in the pit is the Maiden! Oh, gets pillared! Oh, and she is going to get taken down as Beryl also is able to get over that wall. Does have to flash the Seismic Shove on the other end though. And Aiming picks up an Infinity Edge. Oh yeah.
Which, as we know, at any given point, it's about a 50-50. Is Beryl, no flash.
Another Seismic Shove going to connect. Another flash in, but this time, Life, unfortunately, not going to quite make that one work. Still, the Pillar's in a great position. And Beryl, unable to walk for a very long time. It's Beryl's turn to get caught. So this Baron is going to be secured. This game is all but in the bag for DNF.
Really able to...
Unless he's doing it in Twitch chat.
To catch up on it.
All right, well, Wolf, hopefully you're not caster cursing. This could be the team fight win for DNF. As the Weaver's Wall just try and lock down this inhibitor turret as Beryl gets engaged on the knockup. Oh, it's fantastic. Yeah, Aiming in so much trouble as Dudu crashes forward, just obliterates the bottom lane. The Cyclone gets a decent amount of value, but Lucid not able to do enough. And neither is she. Showmaker just getting shown the door here as Berserker is flashing in on top of the Yorick, and DNF will be able to make this one a series as they look to take down the Nexus turrets and bring us to a game number 3. DK gonna have to do better than this if they want to make it to the Legend group, as Showmaker having to flash away, but he is still gonna lose this game because they're gonna be playing to the level of Nongshim if they're playing against Nongshim. Shiu did a lot of damage in this game, but no one else on his team did. And DNF, I think they had a better composition. They played it out. I feel like it outranges.
Going to play. It really does, yeah. But I also am kind of a Hui hater. I feel like Chovy has lost games on this champion. I don't like it. No, you're trying to play Zeri into Renata, into Ryze, and into the Skarner. Now, Skarner obviously does struggle getting on top of you.
Okay.
But the Zeri, to me, has lacked some impact. These early skirmishes have been very back and forth. And that core of Zeri, Alistar, and Zinzao, I can see them just like DK take a bad fight, Zeri starts off 2-0. Let's be real, Berserker is already everyone's POM if DNF somehow end up winning this series, which, with these drafts, I do think the DK draft feels way better.
As the DN Freaks looking for another victory. 2 would double their wins here in the LCK. We'll see whether they can do it. Let's dive into the Rift.
Knocking into the wall, but not getting that much value out of it. And we saw Aiming doing a good job of dodging those early Qs out of the Zeri.
Who was it that did it on that one minion? Never mind. We don't need to talk about that, as Dudu is going to have to flash.
That was King.
And then had none of the abilities.
So Pioshik knows that Lucid is here. But they also know, right?
They know that we know that they know.
We all know
that they know.
Lucid just smites it, so.
All right, well, Showmaker is surprised as the Pulverize comes through onto Beryl. He's going to heal immediately as a bit of an enclosure being set up around DNF. Bulldog on a bit of a flank angle. They do manage to lock down one of these grubs. Is now Shiu going to get knocked back? Oh, maybe a Duzante moment as the flash out. He's trying to go all out as best he can. That sidestep was ridiculous from Shiu as he also gets the to the skies damage. And
the ult!
Yeah, Showmaker making his way in. He'll find the Rune Prison, and unfortunately, he went from going all out to being all out options.
It does mean that Bulldog can't just sit there and...
Whoa! The flash in from Showmaker, he finds it, but Bulldog not going to get hit by Lucid. Some of these Qs going astray as well. Nice fear, but it doesn't matter. as he is just dead. Lucid going to be able to lock down that kill. That makes it 2-0 here for DK. It's just feeling almost too easy now. They're going for a bit of an engage here towards the top side. Shu trying to make his way out. The Unbreakable Will there from Life. And Shu will be able to boot Berserker back. They're trying to get this kill over to the Zeri, but he almost just dies to the turret. Guys, just kill him. Just kill him, please. As now Life is going to get taken down. Shu going to turn it in the meantime. Dudu is just getting thrown around by Beryl. Shu still hasn't been taken out yet, and he might win this 1v1 as well as he almost finds it. Pyoshik does manage to get that kill, but that was way too close, and that was a 1-for-1!
Which allows him to get out, as Aiming does have his flash, might have to use it here.
Yep, does. Used it in the right spot as well, as now Lucid trying to turn this one around, gets the smite onto Life as the Impale.
Zeri isn't quite at the state, you know, if we go back to 2022, as a gank comes through.
Zeri
might have to cleanse and flash?
Well, or death. Oh, flashes and skates over the wall. There it is. And I should have known that. It's the 25th anniversary of Jet Set Radio Future. Okay, well, he hasn't left. He hasn't left. Berserker, he hasn't left.
He's still going!
He just dives the turret and murders the Zeri. Okay, let's see this again. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, if you hit every single button.
Yeah, that Jace doesn't speak English.
DNF have to start playing the game at some point. And
it's
it
here.
needs to be soon.
It's here. They can't give this. There's no shot. You need to not allow them, but
Barrels.
Yeah, it's not allowed.
Driving.
They can't get access. They're just too far behind. They don't have prio in their lanes. They don't have any vision control.
Okay, PON. He's allowed.
Look at
it. Dudu is getting his hand shaken, and he's impaled. He is really having a tough time, but now he's just going to get out. Oh my god, the W-empowered Q is actually working. As Dudu survives. Okay, never mind. The hostile takeover comes through as well. That is going to make sure the rest of DK are going to be untouched. Berserker is still lying in wait, though. He knows that was not the window. Okay.
That's Beryl.
Yeah, that's Lucid going over the wall as well. Is going to be able to find at least a Raptor. And there it is.
No, let him leave. Let him leave, please. He doesn't have flash. No.
Oh, dear. He's just going to get smoked. Showmaker going to come on over. And that will be Bulldog destroyed. Smashed against the dead turret. And there he goes.
Oh,
that is a banger.
DK and KT.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so if we ask like lore.
I mean, I think that we all just flip a coin.
Yeah, but then it might not be even.
Oh, then you just re-flip the coin until you get the one you want. That's how coins work. That's how probability works. Okay, Yoshi, he's going to go in and then go out via the Death Chamber. Unfortunately, the Crescent Guard doesn't really work as Aiming. He's got exhausted, but he's still doing a whole lot of damage. That Chains of Corruption almost actually landed as the Dusante is on the floor, as is Life. Bulldog needs to kite back as best he can, and I don't think these damage dealers are going to be able to do anything without their front line. Lucid taking a fair bit of damage here, as, all right, Realm Warp not really doing too much of anything at all. Koshik does make his way in, gets towards Beryl and dives into that backline. Aiming has been engaged on, but the bailout is on. Can he get the kills? The answer is no, as he is going to get shut down. The Dusante picking up two, but now it's Showmaker going nuts. Lucid as well is massive, and Shu, he is actually the main carry, as Dudu will get out, but I don't know where the rest of them went. They all just kind of got flattened. DK have...
It's, okay, Atlas.
Okay, who's your money on? Bulldog and Pyoshik versus Shu.
Shu. He has Hextech Soul.
Yeah, so Pyoshik is actually going to survive. There we go.
Ooh,
Baron
nice.
for Shu is going to be the trade, as DK just keeping them at arm's length. Oh, more of the poke is going to connect. And Lucid looking to throw some rocks in. It's Pyoshik that's trying to go for the hero play. He dies. They find the Impale here as well, as we'll see whether Berserker can make it happen. Dusante making his way out as the Spiraling Despair almost managing to do a damage to Lucid here. And Berserker hasn't died just yet, but his Nexus is not going to be so lucky. Another game in this series where he might just be an onlooker as his base goes down. As never mind, he finds his way to the Death Chamber as DK will finally be able to take down DNF in this series and find pretty good standing against KT as they look towards the Legend Group.
Just like with lands.
Yeah, I'm really...
When it was 12 out of 13.
I am expecting that it's going to be the Beryl vote. An improved performance here as well, I have to say. as Lucid, better than this
so-
guy, but still, it was good enough.
I think the Sejuani and the Skarner game were fine, but they won't be. DK could have if they double 2-0'd.
Yeah.
But I guess they can lose 2-0 to.
So Nongshim have
DK.
moved to 10.
Well, yeah,
But they are on a +4, so like, no, there's no way.
Okay, but DK and Nongshim play each other. So if DK then 2-0 Nongshim, then Nongshim also.
Oh, because DK have now gone up to +1.
Yep.
Oh, true.
Ah,
So there
it's gonna be
is a
great.
way for, the first round to be any of the three still, although we're not going to see Nongshim as the 6th seed.
Great shout.
Oh, it's Shu, man. It was only ever going to be Shu.
Well, you know I went for Shiyu. Even in game number 2, the game that they lost, he was the one guy that at least kept
He
them in
sniped
for a little
Berserk that one time.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POI Mid-Every Translation, joined by Shiu on the side of D plus Kia. Congratulations! Thank you.
네, 레전드 그룹 합류를 위해서 오늘 꼭 승리해야 했는데
Today's win was crucial to increase your chances for Group Legend, and DN Freaks put up a pretty good fight. And after a series, you closed it out with a win, so how would you rate today's match?
오늘 경기 중요한 경기였는데 다행히
Today was a very important match, and
다음 경기
I'm just glad that we were able to win.
오겠습니다.
I think we need a lot of brushing up to do for the next upcoming match.
필요할 때마다 시우 선수가
You know, every time your team needed you, you delivered.
보는 맛에 또 경기가 더 재밌으셨을 것 같은데요.
I'm sure the fans enjoyed watching your performance today even more. What was the key to today's match?
그냥 저는 챔프 그냥 포인트 얘기
You know, champions. You know, I can't really pinpoint the points, the key.
네.
I think it was it just to focus on your play regardless of the champion? Yes. In game 1, we got another Gwen versus Ambessa matchup. And stats-wise, Gwen has a much higher win rate. So what are your thoughts on the Gwen versus Ambessa matchup?
생각하는데
I think the laning phase is really just a skills
저는
matchup.
그웬이 6대 4로 유리하다 생각하는 것 같아요.
But I really do think that Gwen has the upper hand, maybe 6-4 ratio. And yeah, even in game 2, even in early game, it was going your way at start, but it was an unfortunate loss. So did the Sion Trundle comp give you trouble? You know,
체력이
Trundle,
높은 것 같고
more so than I thought. He has really high ceiling.
트런드 좋은 것 같아요.
I just think Trundle was pretty good. Indeed, Pyoshik's Trundle was quite strong. And in game 3, we saw your flashy juggle with Jace. So let's take a look at this replay. So you were surrounded by 3 champions. In this 3v1 juggle, how did you pull this off? I think we were actually doing a lot and getting a lot of advantage bot. And so I was actually trying to just take it in as a weak side top and then try to back off, but they were not letting me go.
환호성이 2초 뒤에 들리길래 엄청 좋았습니다.
You know, 2 seconds later, the crowd was going wild and I heard them, so it was pretty rewarding. It felt great. And now, if you win your final match against Nongshim, you will secure Group Legend. What is your resolution?
보니까 잘하지.
You know, after watching Nongshim
잘하는
today,
팀인 것 같아서 열심히 준비해서
I'm fully aware that they're a very strong team. They're good. I want to make sure that we are prepared to make sure and ensure our win against them so that we can get into Group Legend. And would you like to say anything to your fans?
오늘도 응원하러 와주셔서 감사하고.
Thank you so much for supporting us yet again today.
많이 보여드릴 테니까.
And moving forward, I want to be able to display even better performance. So please keep cheering for us. And that's the end of the interview with Shu. And back to the space. Thank you.